GM, it's 27th of March, and this is your Solana Daily Debrief, a long-form edition. Starting with some proper alpha, Coinbase Assets. Make sure you're following them. However, make sure you're following them with notifications on. I am not. However, I was busy at this time anyway. But at midnight, they basically released, midnight UTC time, they released this. So assets add to the roadmap today, Shadow Token and Neon, meaning that these will be listed normally within a few days on Coinbase. This always makes the price actually pump. So as Cadence says, now Cadence is bullish on Shadow. Now I actually haven't verified this on-chain, but my belief is FTX holds a lot of Shadow token and they will be unwinding this position. That's what I've told, and I can't reveal the source, and I also haven't verified it myself. But look, I want Shadow to succeed. I think many of us want Shadow or any deep-in infrastructure project to actually work and really succeed. Their tokenomics, just as a bit of a refresher, I think they released 2021, pretty much at the height. They did very, very well. They raised a decent amount of money. Can't remember how much though. And a lot of their tokenomics, they went to the NFT holders, the NFT buyers. And these NFTs shot up in value to like $10,000 or more. And then after that, everything just came down and Shadow went down quite significantly. So half the supply went to NFT holders. And that was really good at the time. That was kind of right in line with the meta. But the issue is that's like intense sell pressure. So there's a lot of sell pressure. Now, maybe that most of those NFTs have sold. However, I'm sure there are some whales that have accumulated. Long story short, not financial advice, but if you have any of this, and if it's finally in profit, you may consider actually selling some. And if we have a quick look on CoinGecko, we can see we shot on up. We shot all the way up to $2.50, and now we've come down to $2.10. Now, it can still certainly happen that we get this pre-pump and then it actually goes on Coinbase and then it pumps up again. So probably what I would suggest is setting a limit order if you wanted to sell some, or doing a bit of a DCA out. And I'll make a video on that actually, probably later today or tomorrow. With Neon, it shot up as well. And I think it's actually gone a lot higher than this recently. And this is basically like a kind of an EVM layer 2 solution on Solana. I haven't covered it because initially the tokenomics came out and they were terrible. So bad. But people didn't care. Eventually, it fit the narrative and that's all that mattered. Now we can see that we've had a nice little jump up. So once again, you may want to consider selling some. You don't have to, but you may want to. The thing here is if you actually manage to catch that news, then all you would need to do is just put on a long, just as fast as possible. You can see though, it was slightly maybe front run. So with 5 minutes to midnight, it started to ramp up, at least per CoinGecko. But still, if you caught it within like the first minute or so, put on a long, or just bought some and then put in a spot sell order, because sometimes these don't actually have any futures, any perpetuals. So if you just bought it spot and then sold it 20 minutes later, an hour later, you would have probably done well. Not financial advice, there's a little bit of risk in this, but typically these things pump as soon as Coinbase says they are going to list them. Congratulations to those that are still holding their WEN from the early days of claiming them. It is now broken its all-time high. Solana games are going mainstream. I'm not a gamer anymore. However, this game does look very, very good. They've done a few different raises over the many years, and this has been quite exciting. If I had time and if I could not be beaten by some 10-year-old kid, then I'd probably try out this game. But keep an eye on this, because it'd be great if they came out with a decent token and hopefully they'd launch on like the Jup Launchpad or something like that. But as you can see, the game looks pretty cool. Kamino Points is now into its second season. So even more products, more boosts and more rewards. Season 2 can become even bigger than Season 1. So maybe I'll do a separate strategy video for this. Personally, I like to use Kamino because I like Kamino. I think this is, top 3 DeFi dApps in all of crypto, and I've been excited and bullish on them for quite some time. Now, having said that, I know that some people have mentioned they would like to see a referral program go live, and I completely agree. I 100% will agree with that. One thing I want you to keep in mind though is, as important as a referral program is to just try and reward the community, I think it's far more important that the smart contracts stay smart and actually safe. So that's where their attention is going, just keeping things safe and making sure things aren't being exploited. And they've got a smaller team. I mean, the team's probably 10 people, whatever, but as soon as you want to expand, you just can't go and hire new people straight away because they need to be trained. You don't know how good their code is. And there's always like a limited amount of expansion you can kind of achieve. It's just unfortunately that's just the way it is. So in other words, expansion will take a little bit longer. They just need to work on the products being really, really good and then add the new features when possible. Kamino staking will come out soon as well. The Kamino Genesis is fast approaching, and soon after, users will be able to stake the Kamino or Kamino LP tokens to earn further points boosts. As has been the case for Kamino initiatives thus far, longevity will again be heavily rewarded, and more details will be revealed in the build-up to the Kamino launch. So just keep in mind, for those that are new to crypto, there is no token currently out that is Kamino. If it is, it's a scam token. And when this token actually goes live, you'll hear about it from me, so just make sure you watch it. A new feature from Marginfi, repay loans with collateral. Now this is very, very simple, and I imagine all they're doing is a little bit of a swap in the transaction, which is good. So as an example, this is how you have had to do it in the past with Aave or something like that. Maybe they have got new features with Aave probably, which is on EVMs. But let's say you've got some ETH, you take your ETH, you go and borrow USDC, then when you want to actually repay the loan, you have to withdraw a little bit of the ETH, go and swap it for USDC, and then go and manually repay it. With this, if you have some SOL sitting there, you've taken a loan on your SOL with USDC, when it's time to actually go ahead and repay that loan, you can just go repay, and it's going to sell some of the SOL into USDC to pay down that loan. I haven't tried it out, but it looks simple enough. Whales Market is now live with their Pro feature, and to celebrate the Whales Pro launch, refer your friends to trade and we will double all your referral rewards. I'll probably need to make a new video on this, but Pro does look a lot cleaner. We can see all the information really, really clearly, and just remember that Whales is multi-chain. And just remember, Whales is not just on Solana, it's on multiple blockchains. Coming today, 3:30 p.m, the Jup Planetary Call. If you can, make sure you join this 3:30 UTC time. The link is just down here. Meteora has been improving their transactions so that you can go and do some farming on Meteora far easier without many drop transactions. And definitely go and check out Meteora and give this a go. You'll get Met points, and if it's a little bit too difficult, you can go to Kamino and use some of the Meteora pools. However, it's only with Jup assets, so like Jup and Jito Sol as an example. Raydium's going into V3, so the V3 UI is now in beta. The V3 backend infrastructure has been completely reworked to not only handle current loads, but scale for the future. And we can see here with all-time highs in on-chain activity and 200,000 pools created since December 23, mostly with tokens that are meme coins and just rubbish and will rug, of course. It's fair to say the Solana community outgrew V2 some time ago. Now I need to do more research into Raydium. I need to do more research into basically everything. But Raydium does have a token, and if people are thinking of buying it, the only reason why you would buy it, in my opinion, is because in the previous cycle they had a launchpad. So similar to how Jup has a launchpad, they had some sort of IDO launchpad. So if they are going to bring that back, and in my opinion they definitely should, then Raydium might do quite well. However, unfortunately, the Raydium token otherwise, it doesn't have any value. There's a new proposal out for MetaDAO, Proposal 14. If you've got interested in this, and for those that think, oh, this is a little bit too technical or whatever, I do really believe in MetaDAO and Futagi. Anyway, Proposal 14 essentially gives MetaProfit and 2D dictator-like power. And here's why I think you should bet yes, and why I think it's good for Meta's future. And I completely agree. Go over read of this. If you have any Meta token, I have some Meta tokens. I'm going to be going and actually doing this. Because the thing is, DAOs work to a degree. There still needs to be like a leader directing things, and then maybe leadership changes. However, you need someone with a clear vision just to go yes, no, yes, no. There'll still be other proposals and stuff like that, but to get this actually launched, just kicked straight into where it needs to be with, a salary or whatever to actually make this happen, this is what needs to happen. So go vote yes, in my opinion. Vote no if you want to. Stablecoin volume has surged 1900% in just 6 months. This I mentioned months and months ago. As soon as you see the liquidity going, you'll see the token price appreciate. Now, Sol went from like $20 to $200 faster than I think most people were going to expect, including myself, because like most of us, we wish we had more Sol at a cheaper price. So with this case, we can see a huge amount of stablecoins coming on. So in this graphic, we can see stablecoin after stablecoin just growing and growing. March seems to be a little bit lower, but March isn't over yet. And so we'll keep watching. Also with CCTP, which I'll cover shortly, this will grow even more. CCTP, there we are. So cross-chain transfer protocol is now live on Solana mainnet. This is basically from Circle. Circle issues USDC. How USDC works, by the way, is US dollars are actually in bank accounts and they use them to buy treasury reserves. They earn some sort of yield in those treasury bonds, and maybe that's like 3%, 4%, it depends on the actual markets. And then this is put on the blockchain, and then people will take the USDC and they loan it out again. They earn a yield on it if they want to, or they just hold it in their wallet, just sitting there, and nothing happens with it. So just a reminder, I won't link to anything here, but Flexland, I've covered it before. If you've got some idle USDC, go and put some in there and just start getting those nice juicy rewards. Now, the great thing about CCTP is basically, look at this. From Arbitrum to Solana, it's going to cost less than $1 to move $30,000. And that is completely insane. And it's good. The snapshot for OG Claynos is now complete. Snapshot for Saga holders will take place March 30th. See thread below for Dactyl raffle details. And these are the details. So this just happened. And then March 30th, the Saga collection, a snapshot will be taken. I have no idea if this will push the price up, but it may do. You may want to take some profits, maybe just before March 30th. Or, I don't know, maybe you want to wait until after March 30th to buy. I'm not really sure. NFTs and liquidity, they don't follow the same kind of markets as DeFi. But then you can see in April, you can go and claim tickets, and there will be public sales going live in April as well. I'll cover this more, but I'm not suggesting getting any tickets here in case you just want to spend like $20 or something low with a chance to win something. Now onto Uprock. This is similar to Grass. I've talked about Grass quite a bit. The thing is, you would probably be best to go with multiple competitors. Even if you are very bullish on one, putting some attention on another is a good idea. I'll have a referral link for this below. Put this on your Android device, and then you can just basically use some of your bandwidth for your internet, and it does some browsing, feeds that data back to an AI, and then you get rewards. I have a feeling in the next Jup vote that they may actually win. They might win a spot. If you want to get into farming, check out Soul Decoder. Or for now, just follow them. I will put out more information on this. This automates the process, but I just need to find out some questions on it first. Also, Gaimin went live yesterday, and I covered it briefly then. I know I need to cover a lot more information, and I will. The floor price on the NFTs has dipped. It's still worth quite a bit more than what the min price was, like from about $80 to, what's this, maybe $750. So it's been very good. And you can buy GMRX actually on Solana. This is from Wormhole, so you're not going to see a logo yet. You'll just see, it will say GMRX token Wormhole. And the price is going fine, in my opinion. It went on up and then it's come on down. But long term, I think GMRX will do well, not financial advice. Also, finally, there's a fake margin out there. So this person's put in a little bit of effort. MRGN, they've gone for it, actually personalizing the token. But this is not the real margin, so just stay away from this. It's rubbish. That's all for today. Stay curious. Catch you tomorrow.